Today I'm going to illuminate the difference between intelligence and education, and specific to my story, an unfathomable story that unfolded over decades. And in fact, because of some factors, I believe my story can serve as a case study for society in terms of understanding certain behaviors, recognizing hatred, and how we overcome evils and challenges in our time. And something you all can learn about in terms of challenges, overcoming challenges in your life too, by watching this.
John Myers has remarkably confronted the challenges of our time. Through his journey, John developed the philosophy that our goodness is strength. Together, change the world.
We're going to talk about the difference between education and intelligence, and I'm basing it on my story, which unfolded over decades and which I believe can change the world. Indeed, the factors were so deep. As I'll get into about education, what I'm talking about there is my younger brother David, who studied as an undergraduate at Yale, got a graduate degree at Columbia, and now is a high professor at UCLA. And his wife, Nomi, who even every bit as much or more, also got an undergraduate degree at Yale, became a high Harvard law student, one of the highest there, and is a law professor now at USC. And the piece I'm getting at is how these two folks engineered a psychological, people can use extreme narcissism, psychopathic terms, but just a psychological, emotional assault on my life that began really 35 years ago and 36 years ago. And unto itself, it's worth understanding how people psychologically really operate from hurt places in their lives, a lot in childhood, and form these perceptions and carry forth these rages and energies to attack other people. And what I'm referencing is intelligence, how intelligence, and so they were really acting not with intelligence as I see it. I believe they're intelligent. I think they're intelligent people. But their actions towards me were not guided by intelligence. They were guided by rages, insecurities, and jealousies. And in terms of, Sir Isaac Newton, his third law is that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So the ferocity by which, and let me take a moment to say why, this story can be one that changes the world, to illuminate three factors. When I talk about three factors that make this the story of the millennium, a story that could change the world, I'm talking about 1, the intense background I had in Scranton, Pennsylvania. 2, the irrationality of the storm 28 years and longer that came against me. And 3 was my resiliency and endurance that I indicated. So Sir Isaac Newton and his every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Given that they came at me and then got a whole group of people and families and, in divorce courts and lawyers, judges, all kinds of people were on this other side of what some might call wokeism or, this is very silly thought, groupthink. Not really individuals standing up and using their intelligence and making, strong choices. So what I'm saying in response was that I really had to develop my intelligence. And I'm saying most of us are intelligent. When I reference intelligence, I'm not saying, what is our ability to solve a math problem or something like that. It's when life gives you lemons, you have to learn to develop real intelligence outside the box. And these days you're going to see more and more situations where people are challenged and have to develop an intelligence that's creative, that isn't what just people tell you. The energy of people not wanting to just do what they're told I respect. And the key is you have to develop appropriate ways to handle that. You can't just get angry. I don't see protesting as just solving everything. You have to roll up your sleeves a bit and develop work and methodologies to change things. So what unfolded over 35 years, whatever period of time, is that I really had to push my intelligence. And again, you have intelligence. We all have it. That's what challenges do. They can further our strengths and push and encourage our intelligence to unfold and develop stronger. If we want our goals, we have to keep developing and keep developing it. And so over the course of 35 years, I was developing my intelligence, my creativity, and other, intelligent human characteristics like calmness. Okay, that's an intelligence. So when we talk about intelligence, we can get into the emotional realm of emotional intelligence. Empathy is another very strong facet of intelligence. And what my brother and his wife Nomi, what they didn't have was any kind of that empathy or sense of boundary or respect. Respect is an element of intelligence. So when I'm saying when we talk about intelligence, we've got to put in a variety of factors, like empathy, respect, boundaries. These are all things. My sister-in-law, Nomi, it was said to me she skipped some grades. She was so intelligent growing up. I was wondering if it was like first grade or second, the grades where they teach you about mind your business or appropriate lines of respect. Not that we all haven't had lots of work and lots of room to grow with those, but it's just basic intelligence. So these folks, so this 35-year psychological and emotional assault, legally, socially, financially, all kinds of ways coming at me. And I think at the end of the day, it was a highly unintelligent. They had all this education and not a basic intelligence to have respect for another human being or to understand, you don't side with one party unfairly in a divorce. You don't try to undercut people's children and brainwash and turn a whole group. In fact, it's the antithesis of intelligent. People were so blinded by rage that, they act in a mob way. And that's not, and what I'm saying, and that gets back to our work and my emphasis on purpose, and how we have to, the key strength, and this is what I want everyone to understand in this day and age, the key strength is to develop your own authentic voice, and you have to learn to express it appropriately. It's one thing to protest. It's another thing to say, I want to get ahead in society, and I don't know everything, but I know. If you don't work within the construct of society in some way, you're not going to induce the change. You're not going to reach the goals you want. You can't induce the change you want because, just fighting senseless fights doesn't get you anywhere. You have to choose your battles and you have to learn to work steadily and work appropriately. Now, I've dealt with the most outrageous things in terms of divorce and a family coming at me, but if I got angry and if I didn't learn to become creative and say, look, this is my goal up here. I'm going to work for 28 years for that goal, no matter how long it takes, because it's my goal. It's appropriate and it's real. So that's the thing. You have to develop this methodology, and that's what our work does, our training, coaching, and media. Like and subscribe. I always forget. Please do like and subscribe. And, go to my website. Look at the training, coaching, and mediation. Get in contact. If you have a challenge, I'll find creative ways to work with you. I do want people to pursue these honors. That could be your picture, your story here, and to get your energy and your momentum going forward. The philosophy I've developed helps people turn lemons into lemonade, helps you find your voice and development, and become a societal champion in this world. I'll just throw in even in terms of emotional abuse, I've gotten to the U.S. Supreme Court. I guess I'm not going to go into that in great detail. What I really want to emphasize is that real intelligence has boundaries, has respect, has balance, and recognizes that you have to be constructive to get the things you really want. And you're worthy of that. You're worthy. So go to our website and do some work with us. And thank you for, good to see you.